fun to hear this in a live atmosphere here. Hear the audience bleeding into the just the drum mics and bass.
Like, how do you get... Like, this is insane. Like, how do you get this?
Just the kick. And as we build this section, you start to hear that's all acoustic drums. Solid groove. Hear the stage sound bleeding into the live mics. An E-kick here.
You hear the bleed? Yeah.
So that sound that you hear is actually the help track, the Red 01 I was talking about.
Okay.
Primarily. They do a really good job of mixing both in and out depending on where Michael is awesome, most awesome. Pretty cool. Basic synths. Stuff gets really interesting too with these awesome David and Jennifer Batten. Yeah. I like how those synths build around each other. And here at the end, as things really get going, this is during, just to bring in the video, this amazing sequence going on, stripped down version of what's going on. Just allowing him to cut loose as he's supported. But what's interesting here also is that we've got this stuff going on.
Oh, that's the backup singers? I love the way Michael got the hat. Like.
And we've also got this going on.
Okay.
And he does this awesome thing with the hat at the end. And Michael Jackson is singing all over the place where live Michael Jackson is not.
Okay.
And this last glimpse is just one glimpse into how frequently that happens. This track, for me, and I know millions of people now, isn't about trying to catch Michael in oh, he didn't sing that. He didn't pull that off live. He's pulling off a whole other thing live. So I'm going to start out by sharing a all vocal possibilities up mix that I've created. And then I'm going to bring this video in and out. And then I'm going to solo certain things out over different parts of the video so you can get an idea of just how brilliant everybody involved with this performance was, highlighting the best parts of the performance in the best ways.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one.
Here is just the red mic. Here's what he's singing to. The primary thing in his ears and what we hear in the audience mics.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance on the floor and around. She said, I am the one. who would dance on the floor in the round.
Okay, here is the stage mic.
She was born like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance
That's crazy.
on the floor and around.
That's definitely like 97.
She said, I am the one who would dance on the floor and around.
You can already hear he's winded and rightfully so with how much.
It's crazy. His voice, people like, that's what makes Michael so hilarious because his natural voice, he talks so soft, but really his voice is deep, like damn near baritone. That's what's so funny about Michael, like, bruh.
Body activity he has. It's just incredible how he remains confident and focused on the objective, which was delivering a incredible performance to the audience. That's what help tracks are for. All vocals up.
People also got to remember that his body was going through a lot during this time. And I could already tell this probably in the 90s, so late 90s, history tour. He's already going through. His body is spent. He loves the tour. I love the tour. So, yeah, just keep that in mind for people that want to be judgy.
She said, I am the one who would dance on the floor and around.
So you can hear the cha-cha, cha-cha. Those are the background vocalists happening there. And then there are the Michael's help tracks right here. This is actually Michael doing those.
Who would dance on the floor and around. Who would dance on the floor and around.
I love that.
She told me her name was Billie Jean as she caused a scene. Then heavy hair turned with the ice that dreamed of being the one who would dance on the floor and around.
So there is the reverb. Well, these are all the vocals, but you can hear a blend of what's going on, and you can hear this in the final mix too, a little bit in places. But we've got Michael's actual stage mic, and then we've got the help mic, and we've got the help reverb, and then we've got the background vocalists all doing their thing.
Heavy hair turned with the ice that dreamed of being the one who would dance on the floor and around.
Now, that's a really interesting thing to observe. We have, in the original mix, we have this going on over that woo. You don't hear that woo. You do it later, but watch again. Okay, now listen to what actually happens, which I think is, it would have been cool to have that woo in there. There's some good energy there.
Who would dance on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts.
And the happening in the background, that's coming from all of these wonderful stage vocalists here. Listen to that. It's just awesome.
Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love. And be careful what you do. Until the lie become the truth. Hey.
Ugh, you hear the coming in. That's Michael helping himself out in the back. Part of what fascinates me so much, being able to hear all of these different takes on this performance, is that as a vocalist and as a vocal coach, it creates or adjusts certain expectations in my mind, right? Like the best in the world, the best ever, as seen by many people, is using these methods. His team is using these methods to create these iconic performances, these memories of what Michael brought to us with music. What does that mean for me as a student of the voice? What does that mean for me as a teacher of the voice? If you'd like to go deeper with me as a vocal coach, as someone who can help you bring out things in your voice, pulling from inspiration with realistic expectations. Click the link below and join my free voice course. I'll help you pull things out of your voice by experimenting based on inspiration that you never knew were there. Just listening to the background vocals here. Bringing these guys up.
I thought it was Jermaine for a second. Wait, Jermaine? What the hell is Jermaine doing on Billie Jean? Oh, my bad.
So that's the background vocal track. That's the sum of everything that Michael is singing to on stage. Here's what Michael's stage mic is doing during that chorus.
She said I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
Oh, how much do you think if he sang Billie Jean? Hold on. I am the one. If you think he sang the hook in a lower, in his natural voice tone, he would actually still be able to sing it live during this time. I think because it's so high. At this point, it's just like, bro, I'm not going that high. So you might as well just do the whole. I think if the whole song was how his verse tone is or pitch is, he would be able to sing that live. But because you got to go high on the hook, it's just like, nah, man, I'm tired, man.
It's back there. Now, it's very easy in situations like this, and I totally get it. Like, what? This video that has over 100 million views on YouTube with him being live in Munich is not live.
I thought it was Munich.
Well, it is live, but it's not, and there's all sorts of other things going on that cover up the fact that Michael is absolutely winded or sick. How genuine is this? And what does that mean for other vocalists who really do perform live and are able to do it? Or is everything just fake? It raises a lot of questions. But I'd encourage you to look at this performance and lots of internet performances. And of course, there are different circumstances where if people are trying to pass things off as something they're not. And, I understand all that stuff too. But with this particular performance and other epic live performances that are caught on video, think about it as more than just, is he singing? Is he really singing live? This is about so much more than just vocals. Like, this is Billie Jean, the song. This is a dance routine. This is a full band. This is other vocalists. And the genius here from a performance perspective is that in spite of being completely winded and possibly sick and infected, Michael is delivering all out.
Yeah.
He is at his physical limits, and the audience is engaged. Everything is happening in a way that is bringing this incredible energy, bringing people together through this incredible energy. It wouldn't be happening if his live mic was the only thing that everybody was hearing. And it becomes even more fun as we get to this middle end where they bring up Michael's live mic and tie the actual performance in to what you hear in really artistic ways.
And that's the thing, like, after they get done doing the verses and it just ad-libbing, that's when he turns it on and he is singing live. Also, you got to remember, this is 97. By this particular point, he's been singing damn near 30 years live. 30 years. He's about to turn 40 the very next year. So he's been singing live for 30 years. So again, before people want to start getting on, it's like you have 30 years of material to where he's singing live. And plus, still on this performance, he was still singing live on a history tour. But his body, he was overexerting his body. And Michael, I love you to death, but the brother did not like to eat. He did not like to eat. He wasn't taking care of himself the way he should have been. So also, even though his body was doing what it was doing, he also helped in that. He wasn't helping himself, but Yeah, it's just so. But I was thinking like, why is he exerting himself when he can't sing? But it's like, I want to make sure that even if they don't know that I'm singing live, it makes it appear that I'm singing live, so that I can give them everything I have. So that's Michael, man.
She's just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
That's the primary help track.
She says I am the one.
Wow.
But the kid is not my son.
He's an incredible performer, incredible lip syncer right there.
For 40 days and for 40 nights, I was on the side.
Both of them together.
Who can stand when she's in demand? Her schemes and plans. Do a dance on the floor and around. So take my
Okay, this is really interesting here. Listen.
Okay. Just remember to always twice. Do think twice.
So that's just the stage mic. Let's listen to that again on the Do Think Twice.
Just remember to always think twice. Do think twice. She told my baby that.
Now you hear Michael singing, and then you see Michael singing, and you see Michael singing again. Listen again to this sequence. I'm going to put the help track in.
Remember to always think twice. Do think twice.
Okay, he sings that second time on both the help track and the stage mic. Now what you hear, and you see him do it. Now, what we hear also, if we bring in the background vocals.
Remember to always think twice. Don't think twice. Don't think twice. She told my baby.
That covers it up, but when we listen to just the audience mics,
Okay.
we don't hear these guys singing that first Think Twice.
Remember to
Listen,
always think twice.
right here.
Don't think twice.
You actually hear Michael singing that, which isn't in any of my tracks. So that's why I think maybe that this T-bass, maybe it had some other backings that, didn't make it here. But I think that's really interesting. Listening to the audience mics here in this section. The video.
Listen to that crowd. Listen to the crowd. Just
Kind of a neat Easter egg. Audience mics and Michael's stage.
Don't think twice. She told my baby there's something she looked at me. Then showed a photo of a baby crying and eyes were like mine.
Wow.
Her dance
Help track.
in the round, baby. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. But she came and stood right by me. Just a smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room. Hey, the Billie Jean is not my lover. Woo! Just a girl.
Okay. Listen to this. This is so cool.
The Billie Jean is not my lover. Woo! She's just a girl. I am the one. But the kid is not my son.
But he does such an amazing job of nailing the cues. That woo right there. Woo! Listen to them together.
The Billie Jean.
it's funny because usually Mike gonna go like this, but he was on point. Like he knew where he was. Usually gotta go like this so that he,
Just a girl who claims that I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
He does such a good job of nailing the cues that the vocalizations that he's doing almost become more of the dance routine than they do the vocal performance.
Really is.
And I think that's a really important distinction for everybody to make, is that he's hitting these cues, these rhythmic cues, these vocal emphases in places that they need to be hit. That's what makes him sell the help track so much. And then, listen to this.
The kid is not my son. No. The Billie Jean.
Okay, so that was the help track and the original together. Listen to what the mix is giving us in this section here. So you hear the whoo, you hear that over here. That's them bringing up the stage mic. Let's do the stage mic over the original mix. Isn't that interesting?
Billie Jean is not my love. She's a girl. When that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
So this is the help mic with the stage background vocals.
She says I am the one, but the kid is not my son.
Okay, so those are cued off of the help track. He knew he was going to do those, part of the dance routine, but he hits them really well in the stage mic. At least as the test of time has determined, nobody's sitting here going, hey, wait a minute. Michael sang, I heard it, but he didn't do it with his mouth. Fraud! Nobody's saying that stuff here.
It's not a Milli Vanilli situation. Again, he always has 30 years of live performance.
I love this right here.
She says I am the one,
Okay.
but the kid is not my son. No, no, no. Oh, the Billie Jean.
All right, so here's where things start to get really interesting.
Yeah.
The help track
No, you can't.
pretty much goes away. You can see here we have red one.
'Cause
That's the
you're a
last we
silly
hear of the
girl.
help track, and he's pretty synced with these.
No, no, no. Oh,
Okay. The original mix right here, listen to what happens. They include the high one from the help and not the one from the stage.
no, no, no. Oh,
He's low there, you know, whatever. But then listen to what happens in the stage mic, and we're going to be comparing to the mix that they chose.
the Billie Jean, not my love. She's just a girl. Is that? No, but you did to me, babe.
Right? There's no help track anymore. There's just this going on with the backing tracks.
Billie Jean, not my love. She's just a girl. Is that I am the one? No, but you did to me, babe.
Okay, so they took that ad lib and they put it in the actual mix from the stage mic. They knew what they were doing. They all had these massive, I'm fairly certain, they had to have had these massive, like, Michael's going to do this right here and he's going to nail it, and they just had to trust that it would work. And you know, bring up this mic, bring down those mics, you know, bring just incredible amount of synchronization
Lot of rehearsals,
and,
bruh.
and trust and rehearsal and talent. I mean, all these things. Listen here. You hear that, the Know What You Did to Me. That's from the actual stage mic, and it's mixed perfectly in with this other stuff. Now, it was their post-mixing, sure, but I still think it's so cool. It's so cool how they were able to incorporate these things that were really like high emotion moments from the actual recording.
No, but you did to me, babe.
And they mixed it in such a way where the help track, or not the help tracks anymore, but the background vocal tracks, they covered up, they capitalized on the fact that Michael was really awesomely gritty there and maybe a little winded, but they made it work in the mix. And I love that you hear Michael echoing himself, and it just doesn't matter. Okay, more on the stage.
Me, babe. No, no, no. No, no, no. Look what you did, baby.
Yeah.
Ow!
This win, this all just live mic by this point.
Listen to the actual mix.
This one is just live mic.
So it's the one from the help track.
Ow!
Super cool.
Woo! You know what you did.
That's there too. Listen.
Woo! You know what you did. Woo! You know what you did. Breaking my heart, baby.
So when we have these guys supporting Michael in this last section, but this is all live mic here.
Yeah. You know what you did. She says he is my son. Breaking my heart, baby. She says I'm the one. Billie Jean, not my love. Billie Jean, not my love.
And Michael will sink into these parts, and he's not really even singing right there on the Billie Jean, but because of who he is, icon-wise, and because of how well he is the visual representation of this music, when he mouths or sings just a little bit, you immediately, like, your brain just goes, ah, okay, yep, that's Michael.
You know what you did.
Right here, right here.
Billie Jean, not my love. Billie Jean, not my love.
But what's being done there, and it's not even being completed. Listen to what's actually happening there with his stage mic.
Woo! You know what you did. Breaking my heart, baby. Billie Jean, not my love. Billie Jean. Woo!
This is awesome right here.
Y'all gon' love her. Y'all gon' love her.
Yeah.
Y'all gon' do it.
Not gonna do it.
The video mix.
Y'all gon' love her. Y'all gon' love her.
Yeah.
Y'all gon' do it.
Okay, now all of the vocals, not video mix.
Billie Jean, not my love. Y'all gon' love her. Billie Jean, not my love. Y'all gon' love her. Billie Jean, not my love. Y'all gon' do it. Billie Jean, not my love. Billie Jean, not my love. Billie Jean, not my love.
And then it becomes this dance thing here where the background vocals continue for quite a while, both the live background vocals and the track. And then the tracks fade, and we're just going to play this ending here.
Not my love. Billie Jean, not my love. Billie Jean, not my love.
Okay? Yeah.
Go ahead, work.
So there's Kevin saying that. And there's some
Yeah.
other things coming from the background vocals here.
He's like, look. This is my favorite part.
It's cool.
Come on.
Love that drum fill. So we're hearing all the drums, we're only hearing from audience/backing mics at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see, do we hear that in the video mix? No. No, we don't get to hear those cool interactions between the background vocals. That's why I love stuff like this. So cool.
Hey.
Incredible dancing, too. Good.
Yeah.
What about there? No. Ooh. But then we get to hear more Michael. We're going to play it with this alternate mix here.
Yeah. Billie Jean is not my lover.
Oh, I gotta hear that again. That's why I love these multi-track environments so much. It's like, that's what was actually happening. We have this interaction. We have the amazing beatboxing of Michael, and then we have all these other background vocals that I've never heard before, playing off of each other, creating this energy. Oh.
Yeah. Billie Jean is not my lover.
You're just a mob.
Totally incredible. All right, dissecting this
I
a little
wonder.
bit.
I wonder. Where are the people that like actually caught the hats? Are there any people live still? Well, I hope so. They're like, hey, I'm the person that caught Michael's hat 92 at so and so in freaking I don't know in England or Wembley. Like, hey, like, bro, I would tour everywhere. Like, hey, I'm the guy that caught the hat at in LA back in 1984. Like, that's me. Like, I would just go touring saying I got Michael's hat. Yo, yeah.
More. We have just Michael's stage microphone here.
Billie Jean is not my love.
And then we have Dorian, Fred, Kevin. Back it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane. I've never heard that.
Not my lover.
Now, on the audience mics, I know we don't hear much of that in the
Yeah, we don't hear that.
in the final mix, but in the audience mics, what's going on during that?
Okay.
Do we hear the background vocalists in the audience mics? That will tell if it's live.
Okay, so
Maybe
they
a
weren't,
little.
They weren't really doing.
I didn't mean that will tell us if it's live. Like, I didn't mean that these were added later. What I meant is that will tell us if those background vocalists were heard in the live performance. And I mean, maybe a tiny bit. That just makes this all the more special. I mean, this is for us. Like, we got to hear what those background vocals were doing on stage. We got to hear something that the audience that was present there didn't get to really experience in the same way. That is pretty special.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Billie Jean is not my lover.
Wow, wow, wow. I've done a lot more videos like this on this channel. Be sure to check out this playlist for dozens more Michael Jackson multi-track analysis videos. And again, if you would like help understanding what's possible with your voice, pulling inspiration from singers you love, and creating real inspired opportunities for your own singing voice, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more.
So yeah, that was shout out to Chris Cleepy once again. Yeah, that was Michael Jackson's rare Billie Jean live performances. I wish we could have gotten the live tracks from either like the Victory Tour or the Bad Tour, even the Dangerous Tour, the way he still was able to exert himself vocally and still perform. God, I wish we had those. I don't know, they might be out there somewhere. But yeah, again, I know there's some people that, I think this is where people get it messed up. They think of Michael, some people think of Michael in his later stage of his careers in the late 90s, early 2000s. And they're like, oh, Michael Jackson's not a real singer. I'm like, bro, you don't know your history, dog. You don't know, I know you got an album called, but you don't know your history, dog. That's where it's like, oh my God. That's what pisses me off when people don't have Michael as one of the top 10 singers of all time. It's like, you were not listening. You were not really listening. You think of him as this gritty, aggressive, beat it and all that type of vibrato, but he has a range that we ain't never seen, bro. So yeah, but man, Michael, man, poor little Michael, man. He was trying, like. We were blessed that he was able to still tour. Like, he could have easily stopped at the Bad Tour and never toured again. But he decided to tour during the Dangerous and History era. We're very lucky that we got that. So be appreciative that we got what we did. But yeah, if you haven't, well, you won't even know. If you haven't seen, definitely go check out my Billie Jean marathon, to where I decided what is the best live Billie Jean performance. Whether on my Patreon, but depending when you're seeing this, it will either be on my YouTube. If you don't see it on my YouTube, then it's on my Patreon. But yeah, we made a clear decision. I made a clear decision. What is the best Billie Jean live performance? I don't think it's controversial, but I'll see what the people got to say. But yeah, what do you think his best live performance is? Comment below. Of Billie Jean. Like, comment, subscribe, share all the things. Ain't gotta go home. Do gotta get the step in. Peace. Doggone lover. My best friend Hayes Soundwaves. I believe you should follow his Patreon. It has exclusive videos and content that you can only find in one place. On his Patreon. I think it'll be really groovy if you follow him and signed up today. Hee hee.